And our next game is Story Die, involving Becca, Tracey, Levi, and Ian. Yes, and what this game is these four lovely players will be telling a story. I will be pointing to the... Tracey, you're in this one.
Oh, sorry.
I will be pointing to one of them, saying their name, and they will have to pick up where the story left off. They could use one line, one word that has been said before, but that's it. And if they mess up, they have to die. And it's your job as the audience to make sure they know when to die. So when they screw up, just yell, "Die!" And they'll die a horrific death. I hope you're ready. Can I get a suggestion for your ice cream? Excuse me. What's that? Yes. I've been told by the judges I need to pick a title. So, sir in the NDSU sweatshirt. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm picking you. What's a great title for a fairy tale?
Sharknado.
This is the bedtime story of Sharknado. Proceed, Tracey.
Once upon a time, there was a little boy, and this little boy lived in a city that was full of tornadoes, but it was along the coast. So every now and then, a shark would get caught in the tornado. This was a very bad situation because
all of the sharks needed water to breathe. So, to compensate, they brought glasses of water. So when they're in the tornado, they're just drinking a lot of water.
Levi! Now, bear in mind that while they're drinking a lot of water, they're still in high school and they're just quirky little sharks trying to stay out of trouble. When they get sucked into the tornado, they really just don't know what to do besides stay hydrated. Now, while the
tornadoes were spinning, they had these glasses of water. And the velocity and the momentum just sucked the water right out of the glasses. So the sharks started to panic until
one shark rose above everyone else because he had lungs. This shark didn't need water except for when he was thirsty.
And he decided he was going to save all the other sharks by giving them water bottles.
Becca!
And then all of the sharks started drinking water from water bottles in the tornadoes.
Levi!
The tornadoes, now bear in mind, they're in the middle of a city, so there's water, there's garbage, there's Tracey, there's
a lot of people running all around because they're trying to avoid these giant tornadoes.
Ian!
So they take shelter. But it's not good enough. Because sometimes the sharks get thrown into the shelter. So now it's, do I want to die by a tornado or stay here with a hungry shark? Crazy.
So a lot of people decided they'd rather get eaten by a shark because the sharks seemed very friendly and they could sometimes talk them out of eating them, but they had to offer them.
They had to offer them ice cream in appeasement. So if you brought...
Did I hear a die?
Die!
Die!
Okay, how do I die?
How does she die, folks?
A shark! I get eaten by a shark. Here. Pretend that this is the shark. This is me, and I'm like, oh no, shark! Oh, here's some ice cream. Oh, you want it? Okay.
Levi!
this one young shark. Don't forget about him. Let's call him Sebastian. Sebastian has all this bottled water, but he also has the ice cream to appease the people and not eat them because they're quirky little high schoolers trying to stay out of trouble. And if you feed people ice cream, they generally don't want to eat other individuals.
And this is good enough. We like ice cream, we like individuals, but not together. So we're just gonna eat the ice cream. And so Sebastian knew that he was the chosen shark.
Tracey!
Because when he went in the water, he glowed.
Ian!
And shy?
Tracey!
And sparkled.
Levi!
Like the sun came down on the roof of their quirky little high school, water just off the coast of Santa Barbara, but not quite on the beach because where are the tornadoes coming from if you're not that far? But don't forget, he's got all his bottled water, and while he's glowing, he's holding the water bottles like so, and the light is just kind of refracting out of them.
And he decided that the best way to disperse all of the water and all of the ice cream was to use the lights in some way.
He decided to put the ice cream and the water and mix them up inside the water bottle and then hold them in front of the sun so they would shine
for everyone to see. And everyone was appeased, the little quirky shark kids and the regular scared people kids.
Sebastian said, wow, I did a good job. Unscrewed the lid, took a drink. Holy crap, that's awful, you don't want that. Screwed the lid back on, and then jumped back into the tornado, where he rode it back to his high school and realized that after he got sucked out of his math class, he failed. How'd I die?
High schoolers.
High schoolers. Oh, hey, what's up? Oh, you shunned me. That's sad.
So he went back to his high school to go into a cooking class and figure out how he could successfully mix ice cream with water. And so he met the teacher. We're going to call this teacher Mrs. Shark. And Mrs. Shark showed him, Sebastian, the perfect recipe to mix water with ice cream. Surprisingly, there's a secret ingredient.
Tracey!
As Sebastian and Mrs. Shark grew closer, emotionally, they came to the conclusion, don't go there. She told him that she was the one who started the Sharknadoes.
Because she had this giant Sharknado machine at the basement of the school that she bought on Amashark.
Now, Amashark has been blowing up lately because people are trying to buy all this ice cream to get the sharks to not eat them. But their sales were down because they just couldn't supply all of the strange little teenagers that wanted this ice cream.
So, Amashark said, what kind of demographic can we target to buy our crazy, ludicrous machines? Obviously high school teachers, because they might be miserable and they need something to do. And so Mrs. Shark was that crazy high school teacher for the sharks.
Tracey!
And the sharks really loved her because of it, and that's why they renamed her Mrs. Shark, because she used to be Mrs. Peterson. But now,
she was ready to reveal her actual
name that was actually Susan. And Susan
decided to give Sebastian the secret ingredient. But that was right before Sebastian found out about the Sharknado machine, which he knew he had to stop, because everyone's in danger in a Sharknado.
Tracey!
Now, Mrs. Shark, or Susan as we know her, decided to keep using this machine because she was really tired of giving failing grades to her students, and she just wanted to get rid of them and get new ones to start over and see if it went better that time.
And so she decided instead of failing Sebastian, she was going to help him. But Sebastian knew that he somehow had to shut down the Sharknado machine, but still not let Susan, or Mrs. Shark, politeness, know that he knew about the machine. And so he came up with a very ludicrous plan, but decided not to use it because he just spilled all of his ice cream water on the floor.
Tracey!
But then, once he spilled his ice cream water, it splashed and it hit the shark machine, and that shut it down. He stumbled upon the solution to the Sharknado machine. But it started burning, and then the school started burning down, and he's like, well, I'm out of water because I put it all in the machine, so what do I do now? But he decided to hinder the sharks.
I'm getting a consensus over here that they don't believe a fire can be underwater. I'm sorry, Tracey.
How did I die? Oh my goodness, that's a lot of ice cream. Ah!
Ian, finish the story for us.
So when Sebastian realized that it's pretty crazy that there's a fire underwater, he actually woke up from a dream that he was having and decided he should never watch really cheap sci-fi movies and ice cream before bed ever again.